Today we're going to make this cat hat with the pink inner ear. I'm Rose and welcome to my channel. To make the cat hat you will need Bernat. I'm using Bernat velvet and I'm using it in the mushroom color. And then for the ears, for the inside of the ears, quiet pink. You'll also need a crochet hook. I'm using 5.5 millimeters, a pair of scissors, a needle, 2 stitch markers, and a measuring tape to measure your head. So to start the hat, I laid out my measuring tape, and my head is about 21.5. I would definitely I recommend doing your own measurements for whoever's head that you would like to make this for. But first I'm going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to start with chaining 60. I'm going to place a measurement chart in my description box, but I would definitely recommend doing your own measurements because everybody's head, I believe, is a little different. I'm not sure, but mine's about 21.5, and my gauge is very loose. So I'm going to chain 60 and see where that gets me. And you want this hat to just be a little tighter, not too tight that you're struggling to put it on, but you want it to fit on the tighter side. So at 60, it's going to come to right about perfect. So, but you're going to want to come a size down from where you usually are. So I'm at 21.5. I now want to go to 20.5 for my hat size for this. So I'm going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take out 4 to bring it at 21 or 20.5. And then I'm going to follow my chain back to make sure it's not twisted and make a slip stitch. And then I'm going to try this on and make sure that it fits correctly. So this is what it's going to look like. It's over my ears and it fits snugly. You don't want it too tight where you can't get it over. You should be able to get it right on and right off pretty easily. You don't want it so loose that it's falling all the way down or too tight. So I would measure your head and I would go a size down from whoever's head that you're using. Your head, your daughter's, teens, whoever it is. So I would do one size down from whatever size they are. And the gauge is loose. Don't make it too tight. And I will show you the gauge after we get started. And I'll gauge it for you specifically so you'll know. But this is kind of loose. So that's why, not too loose. But you want it, you're not going to pull it super tight so that it's really tough around your head and hard to get on and off. You just want it to be loose and fit well. For round 2, we are going to chain 1, and we're going to be working into the back loops only. And so we're going to place half double crochets all the way around. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to find this second stitch in the back, because we're going to work on the flat side, and we're going to place our hook into the back loop and we're going to pull the yarn through. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, and we're going to pull the yarn through all 3. So we're going to be doing half double crochets in the back loops all the way around. As I come to the end of round 2, I just wanted to show you that I'm a little twisted. I thought I had it untwisted, but I just want to show you that if it is twisted, I'm just going to continue into the back loops only. And I used to take out all the stitches and get so upset, but I learned that if you just keep going, it kind of works itself out. So let's see what happens here. It's a little twisted, so I'm just going to go into these last 2 stitches in the back loops, and let's see, I'm going to untwist this because it's twisted. So I'm going to find my back loop here, which is right here. I'm going to go into this, and then I apologize, I don't know why my voice is. So I'm going to untwist this, and this is going to be the top. So now it's not twisted. This is going to twist, and that's okay. And I'm going to find the top of my first stitch, which might be a little hard because this looks like the top of it, but it's this one. And I'm going to almost do, I mean, you could do a slip stitch, but I'm going to come in the back almost like a front post, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and then it's not twisted. For round 3, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to place a front post half double crochet into the first stitch. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to find the first post, and we're going to put our crochet hook through this circle in the front and bring it around the post and through. And now we're just going to pull our yarn around and pull through all 3 loops as the half double crochet. And then for the second one, we're going to do a back post half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, and instead of going through the front, we're going to bring your crochet hook around the back, and you're going to find the next loop, circle hole, and we're going to place around the post. we're not going into the top stitches, we're going around the post. And then you're going to bring your yarn around and finish your half double crochet as usual. Next, we're going to go and make a front post half double crochet, and you're going to go through the front again and then around the post and bring it through the other side, and then finish your half double crochet. And then for stitch 4, we're going to do a back post half double crochet. Again, we're going to go to the back side and find the circle between the two posts, go around the post, pull through, and now we're going to finish our half double crochet. And you're going to continue that all the way around, going through making front and back post half double crochets all the way around. And when I come to the end, I have a couple more left. I'm going to finish my back post half double crochet, and then the last one is a front post half double crochet. And then here, this is our slip stitch, and we're going to go right into the top of this where we made the slip stitch, and we're going to make almost like a front post half double crochet. We're just going to go in through the back and then make a slip stitch. So it's going to look like 3 front post half double crochets in a row, and that's okay, because as we get going with the body, they're all going to be front post half double crochets. For round 4, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to do the same front post half double crochet and back post half double crochet all the way around. We're going to do this until we get to round 6. So we're just going to continue around with front post half double crochets and back post half double crochets. of round 6, you're going to place a slip stitch. I want to emphasize a slip stitch because I don't want you to get confused that we're not doing a half double crochet on this last one. I actually messed up, and this ended up not being 3 front posts together. So in case you look at it and say it was different before, it was. I messed up. I had to go back. But for the end of each round, you're making a slip stitch, and it's going to be like a front post. We're going through the back to make it look like a front post, like the rest of them, so it kind of matches. You'll still be able to see the seam, but I want to make sure that you know that it's a slip stitch and not a half double crochet. So that's the end of round 6. For round 7, round 6 was the end of our ribbing of the brim of the hat. So for round 7, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to begin all front post half double crochets. So we're going to go into this first front post half double crochet and do a front post half double crochet, and then we're also going to go into the back post half double crochet and make a front post double crochet. So you're just going to go in just like a front post double crochet again. Even though that's the back post, we're just going to pull them up and make front post double crochets. In case you just were wondering how we're doing that, I'm just making all of them front post double crochets. So this is the transition from the brim into the rest of the hat, and we're just pulling them up. So it's going to start to look like this all the way around. And we're going to continue with front post half double crochets all the way to round 10. So we are now at round 7, 8, 9, 10. And then each one is going to end with a slip stitch. Tide. Those will always be the best days of my life. My life. There I fell in love, held her hand, kissing while we painted hearts down in the sand. The sand, yeah. Can you remember when we were young and free, like queens upon a throne? Never surrender, we're having too much fun. Could feel it in my bones. I was never alone. Never alone. I will cherish all the good times for the rest of my life. Time goes on, but I'm saying goodbye. Can you remember when we were young and free, like queens upon a throne? Never surrender, we're having too much fun. Could feel it in my bones. I was never alone. Can you remember when we were young and when you come to the end of round 10, you're going to make sure your seam is in the middle of the back of the hat, and we're going to flip the hat over. I'll just pull up this loop so that we don't lose our stitch. And now we're going to find the front post. We're going to find the front post that is on the very end. So the very first one, these would be considered the sides. So the very first one that you see. And we're going to place a stitch marker in each of them. I'm just going to go around the post so I know. And this is when we're going to begin the ears. So this will show us where we need to add our next color. Round 11, you're going to chain 1, and we are going to do front post half double crochets all the way to the stitch marker, the first stitch marker. And I would kind of keep the ends of the pink separate just because they might get tangled up, so I would keep them apart so you're not getting into one big knot. For the first stitch marker, you're going to take one end of your pink, one of your pink ends, and we're just going to pull it through. Your mushroom color, and then you're going to make a front post half double crochet into the stitch with the stitch marker. And now we're going to go right back to the mushroom color, and actually we're going to have to push this back because you want it to fall in the back, not the front. You want it to be back here. So when you pull your mushroom color back through, we're going to work into the front post again, and you just want to make sure that your pink color is pushed into the back, the tail. And then we're going to take our mushroom color and we're going to do front post half double crochets all the way to the next stitch marker. You come to the second stitch marker. We're going to find our second pink end, and we are going to pull it through our mushroom color. And I'm going to pull the mushroom color tight, and we're going to yarn over and make a half front post half double crochet, and then we're just going to go right back to our mushroom color, and we're going to pull that right back through again. So I apologize if it's a little complicated, but we're just placing one pink there, and we're gonna go right back to the mushroom. Make sure that your pink tail is on the inside of the hat. And now we will work the front post half double crochets all the way to the end of round 11. Before I continue with round 12, I just wanted to explain what we're doing, because I don't want to leave you in the dark, but we're going to be working towards each other to the center for about 10. So we will be working the 10 stitches in the center here, and it's going to start to form the inner of the hat. So because this one's going to come over one each time, and this we're going to come over this way each time. So for round 12, we're going to chain 1 and front post half double crochet all the way to the stitch marker. I'm just going to come back around and grab the pink from, you always want the tail to be in the back so that it's not in the front, on the front of the hat. So you're just going to grab the same pink that we used, and you're going to pull it through the mushroom color. And now we're going to make a front post half double crochet right on top of that first pink, and we're going to make a second half double crochet. So it's going to start to move up, it's going to make a diagonal, and now we're going to pull the mushroom color back through the pink, and we're not going to chain, we're just going to yarn over and go right back into the front post half double crochet. You can pull this tight so you don't see the tail, and make sure that this tail is in the back. And then we're just going to do front post half double crochets all the way, well, to the stitch right before the stitch marker. And I'm going to try to keep myself from getting all twisted. And when you get to the stitch right before the stitch marker, or your pink color, you're going to take the tail of the pink color that's attached to the yarn ball and pull it through the mushroom color. And you don't want to pull it, you don't want it too loose or too tight. And then just pull your mushroom color so it's tight. And then you're going to front post half double crochet into the stitch, the next 2 stitches. And then this is going to start the upward diagonal in the other direction. And now we're going to take our mushroom color and pull it through the pink color and continue until we get to our slip stitch. For round 14, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go all the way to the stitch marker with front post half double crochets. I'm not sure if you got the hang of it or not. I'm going to continue with the rest of the rounds, but if you got the hang of it, then you could just continue on. But I will finish out the rounds just in case you need to see. So this is round 14, and we are going to front post half double crochet all the way to the stitch marker. When you come to the stitch marker, you're just going to pull your pink color through, and then I wouldn't pull too tight because you need to have a little bit, you don't want it be scrunched. So then we're going to do 4 front post half double crochets of the pink, and then go back to the mushroom color, and we'll go all the way to the one before the next pink color. And if this looks like there's a big gap, you just kind of pull them together. Pull this tighter, and then you can even go back and pull that a little tighter. But it shouldn't be too much of a gap in the end. And then we'll go all the way to the next, right before the pink color. I actually can't believe that it is the end of October already. I feel like the kids just went back to school not that long ago. And here we are, almost in November, and I know we're gonna blink and it's gonna be Thanksgiving and Christmas. Or am I even allowed to mention Christmas in this video? Oh my goodness. Every time I think about it, it gives me like a little bit of anxiety because, oh my goodness, I know it's gonna be here before we know it. And I didn't even begin shopping or anything, and I know, I don't know. I don't want to wait till the last second. Alright, so the one right before the stitch marker, we're just going to pull our pink color through. Push that in the back, and it's okay if it's kind of like overlapping. It doesn't have to be perfect in the back. You're not going to see it. So you're just going to pull it right through and half double crochet into the next 4. Hold on a second, let me pull a little extra. Alright, and then just pull this tan mushroom color through again, and then I will meet you at round 15. Round 15. I'm hoping you got the hang of it, and I'm just going to kind of put some music in the background and finish these next 6 rounds of the pink. So I will meet you at the end of the pink. I'm not sure how many rounds that will be. Give me a second. I will count, and I will meet you at the end of round 20.
You're going through with your head stuck in sand. I think of all the chances you blew. emotions running wild. I think I can breathe for the very first time. With all emotions running wild, I think I can breathe for the very first time. With all emotions running wild, you mean it all, feel it all, lay it all on the with all emotions running wild. I think I can breathe for the very first time. With all emotions running wild, I think I can breathe for the very first time. With all emotions running wild, you mean it all, feel it all, lay it all on the
When you come to the end of round 20, this is what your hat is going to look like. Your ears, this is the inside of your ears. And then we're going to add 2 more rows. I made a hat with 3 and I think it was a little big. So I'm going to add 2 more rows at the top, and then our hat will be done. I'm still attached to the pink, but I wanted to show you what it looked like before we cut the pink, and then finish our hat. I think it's so cute. So I will meet you at row 21. Row 21, we're going to cut our pinks. Now, I feel like I need to add this before I send you off into doing this, is that these pinks do get twisted, and it can get frustrating because you can't like turn things inside out to try to untangle them. You just got to deal with it, and it can get frustrating. Luckily mine didn't get that twisted that it wouldn't keep pulling out. They did keep pulling for me, but I don't want to mislead you or anything. They do get twisted, and it can be frustrating. So maybe if you get 2 balls of pink yarn, it might work easier coming from 2 different directions rather than the same yarn ball, and then getting completely twisted. And for round 21, you're going to chain 1, and we're going to place a front post, half double crochet into each stitch all the way around, including the pink ones. And here we are at the end of round 22. We're going to end with a slip stitch, and then I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like. And here is the front part of the hat with the ears, and then we're going to just finish it. For round 23, we're going to make sure that our seam is directly in the middle of the back of the hat, and then we are going to slip stitch all the way to the middle of this first side. Just slip stitches along the top stitches all the way to the middle of where it bends. And then this stitch. Now we're just going to flip the hat inside out. I'll show you what this looks like. You're not even going to see the inside of the hat, but this is what the ears look like on the inside. And now we're just going to single crochet all the way across the top of the hat. And we're not going to cut at the end. If you want to try the hat on and make sure that it's the right size. If it's not the right size, you are welcome to add row 23. Just go back and then add 23 in. But we're just going to single crochet all the way across. I'm just picking up the 2 stitches from both sides and single crocheting. Alright, and you come to the end. I'm just going to make a last single crochet and pull up my yarn, and then I'm going to stay attached just so you can see this is what it's going to look like all the way across. And there's your cat hat. Here is the hat all finished. It turned out so cute, and I like the pink in the center, and the ears pop right up when you put it on, so you do not need to sew or stitch along the ears. They just come right up. And I hope you enjoyed making this with me today, and I hope you take the time to make one. And until next time, eat, sleep, pray, and crochet. Thank you so much for watching.